Hey everyone, and welcome to Linda's here. This is kind of taking me back to after hours vibe. So, welcome back to after hours here at Linda's. I am super excited that you are joining me this evening. This is a very kind of impromptu live situation. We normally do live shopping on Tuesday and Thursdays, but I really just wanted to sit back, relax, and chill with you guys as we are doing some sew along together. I have been really, really into the QISS system from Pauline Rogers, as you know. And I want to show you how I'm taking a look at traditional quilting patterns and turning them into quilt-as-you-go. So if you don't know what quilt-as-you-go means, that's kind of quilting one block at a time and then putting them together into one full quilt. So you're doing everything on your domestic sewing machine and not having to do it on a long arm. And I know that's kind of ironic because I have two long arms right behind me. But I wanted to kind of show you and kind of take you through the different process. This, of course, is also a question and answer. So if you have any quilting questions, thread questions, batting questions, feel free to throw those in. I'm also going to show you some of the new products that we just got here at Linda's that you are going to love, especially if you're a Quilter Select fan like myself. And then also give you a sneak peek into something that is coming later this fall that I can't not share with you. I've had them for a couple of days, and it's been like tearing me up not to say something online about them. So I really want to talk to you about everything. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I really, really appreciate you, and I hope you all have a fun evening tonight with me as we work through things. So what we're going to do is start by looking at the pattern that I found. So I found this pattern when I was at a retreat early this, was it this year, Chantelli? Yeah, this year, earlier this year, that I was at retreat, and I went into I retreat out at Boxcar in out here in Texas, and I walked into their store, and there was this quilt hanging up that, if you see it, it is not my style at all. And you would know the second you see this, you'd be like, this does not match Corey whatsoever. But you know, when you see those quilts hanging up and you're like, I have to make it. And regardless of like what the traditional style is, the coloring behind it was so pretty. And I love kind of those more washed out muted colors. And so that's what this was. And that's what really spoke to me. So I originally bought the whole entire quilt kit to make it up and quilt it on my long arm. Well, Pauline and I, of course, have become really, really good friends, and she has taught me so much about Quilt as you go. So now I want to do it Quilt as you go and kind of take you through that entire process with me. I've got all the tools, we've got all the things, but of course, you can pop in any questions that you've got, and I'll answer them as they come in. So let's take a look at that pattern. Sean, let's go overhead and take a look at that pattern that I've got. See this, what I'm talking about. I want to go. Maybe? There it goes. It's just running a little slower. Okay, there it is. All right, so this is the pattern that I found. It's called Farmstead, and it features the Farmstead pattern line from Moda. And you can tell automatically, like, this is not Corey's style. It's got these cute little farm animals in it, and the fabric itself has all this cute farm animal stuff. But I just loved the way that the quilt came together and how simple it was and how gorgeous it was. So when I'm looking through a quilt pattern and trying to decide whether or not it can be quilt as you go, I'm going to go straight to, of course, I had to grab the whole kit anyway, so I had the pattern, but I'm going to go to the block breakdown section, which is this is what the block breakdown looked like for this pattern. And what I'm noticing right here is you have these main blocks in this section, and then they come together with simple sashings and cornerstones in these areas. So I immediately saw this and said, oh, this could be easy quilt as you go, because you're working with one block at a time. So I'm piecing this entire block and then fusing it down with my backing, quilting it, and then coming in together with my sasher tools and my piece sashing templates to make these sections, which we can do that tonight if you would like to see how that works. So I'm just going to play with a few of the different tools that I have, doing a little bit of sewing. If you are sewing as well, let us know in the comments what you're working on. And if you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook, please make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel and liking us on Facebook so you can stay up to date with everything going on here at Linda's. Now, do remember I found this quilt kit and this pattern at another quilt store. We do not have this one here, but I do like to support other quilt stores as well. And I really, really liked this one. So for this block, it had me trim this down, and then I cut these smaller squares to go in the corners. So I'm going to lay this on to the corner and start working with marking out my lines on my corner to corner piece here. Now, you guys know I am a huge fan of Quilter Select products. They are by far probably one of my favorite rulers. And I'm taking this air erasable marker and just marking my diagonal. Now, what that air erasable marker is going to do is once it is, I think it's got maybe like a 2-minute or 3-minute timer on it. Once it goes, this will just disappear, and I don't have to worry about washing anything out or iron anything out. It's just ready to go. So I'm going to sew this from edge to edge real quick. So we'll hop over to our main camera. Drop this in, and just sew from point to point. I've got some 60 weight thread on top here and in my bobbin. That's what I prefer to stitch with when I'm working with piecing. I like those seams to be really nice and flat. And now that I've done that, I could probably have done all 4 corners, but I want to take you through. You're going to love this, okay? So we'll go back overhead real quick. And let's look at one of the new things that is new to Linda's this week. So we just got the Quilter Select Crystal Edition. So you've always seen me use the traditional Quilter Select. It's kind of that iconic golden yellow one right here. But now they have come in a beautiful crystal clear color, and I didn't know, I guess not even a color, just crystal clear. I didn't know what I didn't have until I got it, because these crystal clears are gorgeous. Now they currently come in 3 different rulers. This is the all-in-one. This is the 3-in-1 ruler that they have, but they've also got the larger rectangular ones. I think I've got one around here somewhere. I thought I had one around here. It's moved. I don't know where it went. But there's also 2 other ones, and then we are getting 2 more here shortly. But I love the clear. You can totally see everything through it, and you're not having that yellow kind of block your view. So I can lay my 1/4-inch line on this and trim. Now, you guys know that I have been a very, 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 very big fan of the Fomori rotary cutter. So the Fomori rotary cutter, if you don't know, it has a, hey Ray, can you grab something for me? This is very, and y'all, you know I'm normally very much more professional on this. It's up there. Thank you. I appreciate it. As you know, the Fomori rotary cutter has a ball bearing on the inside of it. So when I open this up, this is the traditional handle that we've got right now. But when I open this up, it's going to have a ball bearing on the inside of this rotary cutter. And what that ball bearing is going to do is it allows your rotary cutter to glide with like beautiful ease. There's no extra screws or washers. I've talked about this thing 1,000 times, and you know how much I love it. Now, Fomori just released the 60mm and the 28mm one. But when I open this up, you can see that this thing just glides. Savannah says it cuts like butter. It really does, because it's just rolling right through. Well, whenever these were launched, we got a lot of questions about, well, is there going to be a trigger handle or a more ergonomic handle as opposed to the standard straight handle? And these are coming later this fall, but if you would like to be notified whenever they come out, you can email askcorey@lindas.com. I think Sean will throw that up on the screen for us. But we are getting our own very exclusive rotary cutters from Fomori. They are the trigger handle. They do have the ball bearing inside of them, so they will cut just like butter. But if you're looking for that safety trigger handle one to work and do the same exact thing, Fomori has designed this exclusively for us here at Linda's. These are my first samples, and I have been so excited that they have showed up. It is coming in this gorgeous white body with this non-slip gray grip, our iconic pink Linda's button, and our iconic blue Linda's handle right here. It's coming in a 45mm, and it will also be coming in a 60mm. So again, these probably won't be available until later in the fall. We will put a pre-order out on them once we get notice that they are completely on their way. But I had to show you guys because it is cut so good. And then of course, when you let go of that handle, it's going to spring back and close the blade, which is so, so nice. I love, love, love it, love it, love it. So yes, Savannah, they are coming in a 45 and a 60 with the trigger handles that whenever they are available. But still having that incredible ball bearing technology exclusively here at Linda's. So I'm so excited to partner with Famore on this to make my dream of a trigger handle a reality. So I can line this up and then there we go. Line this up with my new crystal clear ruler. Those are available now, and that just cuts like butter right through that. So, so nice. But you can email me, askcorey@lindas.com. It's there at the bottom left of your screen right now. And you can say, I'd like to be notified about the new rotary cutter. And whenever we get more notice on them, I will send you out an email. Beautiful. All right, we'll hop back over here. And I'm going to press my seams open on my cut here, and I'm using my lovely Aliso iron, my M3 Pro. I love that it has a little headlight on it. I think it's cute. I don't know why I don't normally sew in the dark, but I've got the headlight, so it's cute. So I can press my seam open on that and then do my same thing all around the rest of this block, which is really fun, and it's just coming together so, so nice. And yes, oh, Mom, I love Mom. She is off on vacation right now. She said she needs both. You do need both, Mom. They're the best. I bet I know somebody who could hook you up with that. But again, taking my ruler, my air erasable marker, and then just working around my edges here as I'm going all the way through. Now, while I'm waiting for a few questions, oh, Savannah said email sent. Thank you, Savannah. I appreciate that. You will be probably one of the first notified then. But where was I headed with this? Oh, while I'm waiting on a few other questions to pop in, again, you guys, this is a Q&A, totally impromptu. I am just stitching away with different things that I use daily. But if you have any quilting questions, feel free to throw those into the chat. I can get them answered for you. We're also having some really good sales right now. So let's chat about those. My thread came out of my needle, so now I'm distracted. We've got some really great sales happening right now at Linda's. Today only, okay, so that is today, July 10th. We have 35% off of the Hobbs Tuscany packages. Now, you guys know I love the Tuscany line, and the difference between the Heirloom line and the Tuscany line from Hobbs is that the Tuscany line is all cut, folded, and packaged by hand. So you're getting a lot more loft naturally in the package right out of the gate. And so that really helps whenever you're starting to work with things, because the Heirloom line, not that it's bad by any means, it's made for more of that kind of like production style thing. So what I mean by that is it is tightly compressed into a bag to help with your shipping costs and help with space. But when you get a roll of batting, for instance, and it comes right out of the bag, it's going to be a little bit thinner. And that's natural because it's been compressed down really, really tight. Once you open up that bag, you're going to have to let that batting loft up naturally, and it's going to go back to its full potential and what you expect it to be. So I always recommend, if you're purchasing rolls of batting from us, thank you. But remember to, whenever you get them, open them up and let them loft out, because they're going to go from like maybe this to probably about like that after they fully loft it out. The biggest question that I get is, oh, I just opened my batting, it's super duper thin and I don't like it, the quality's bad. And it's not the quality by any means, it's the fact that it has been compressed down into that bag for shipping purposes. So you've got to let it breathe, and then you're going to be golden. Now that Tuscany line, that is all cut, folded, and packaged by hand in packages. It's not in rolls, we have it in packages. So you can kind of get that ready to go right out of the package. So it's great for the wool, it's got 100% cottons. The Supreme is really nice. That's a really thick cotton. So if you're looking for something with a little bit more loft, that would be your way to go. And Ray is waiting in the wing, which means I think there is a question. Two questions. What's up?
First one is from Savannah.
Mm-hmm.
She's asking about the Famore 45.
Yeah.
She tends to get a lot of lint buildup.
Uh-huh.
What are the particular things she'll be doing to clean it?
Good question, Savannah. So if you didn't hear that, Savannah gets some lint buildup on her Famore 45 millimeter blade. rotary cutter, and she's getting the lint buildup underneath it, and wondering if there's any hints or tips or tricks to keep that from happening and how to clean it. There's not really a way, just like with our sewing machines, lint just shows up naturally. About once a week, depending on how many times I cut with it, but about once a week, I will take this mechanism apart, and then I have a paintbrush that I bought from the Home Depot, from the store, and just I brush it off to get all that lint off, and I put it back together, and you're good to go. But having a lot of lint behind that blade will cause that blade not to roll as beautifully as you expect. So if you feel like you're getting any skips or any snags, you definitely want to check to make sure there's not any lint, not only behind the blade, but also in the ball bearing itself. Sean, can we get an overhead real quick so I can show them, please? Thank you so much. Not only behind the blade, okay, but also in the ball bearing area. So I think we have them on our website. I might be mistaken. We might not. I have these little tiny, well, I had them. You guys, I promise my studio is organized. Sometimes I know where things are at. I'll just use this paintbrush for now. I have these little tiny machine cleaning brushes that my good friend Brooke got me, but I can get in that ball bearing with this paintbrush too. And you just want to get in there and clean that out, because if that lint gets in that ball bearing, it's going to keep that from spinning freely too. So just like your bobbin case area on your sewing machine, just get in there and give that a good brush out. And that's really going to help keep everything moving nice and freely. Just like that. Perfect. All right, Ray, what's the next one?
I'll take care of it.
Oh, okay. Well, what was it? Now I want to know. Oh, talking about that. Okay, cool. Awesome. Where was I at? Well, I know I was quilting. Thank you. Oh, we were talking about Tuscany. That's right. Okay. So yes, the beautiful packages that are available. Now that is a today only deal. No coupon code is required, but it is 35% off those packages. We also have the 16 ounce and the 20 ounce poly battings from Hobbs. Now those are going to be the much higher loft battings, so between an inch and an inch and a quarter of loft. So if you're looking for a quilt that requires more loft, more of one of those kind of poofy quilts, or funny enough, some movie sets have actually contacted us before. Some motion pictures places have purchased them for the snow on different movie sets. So it's kind of cool that we know who they go to, and to watch that movie later on in the year when it comes out, and to say, "Oh my gosh, that's the batting that we sold them for the snow." It's really nice. We have a lot of people use it for outdoor snow as well in warmer climates when they're trying to decorate. So it's really great, not only for quilts, it's multi-purpose. It's also great for craft as well, which is really, really cool. With the rolls of batting, the Hobbs rolls of batting, and the Hobbs packages, the Hobbs rolls of batting, if you buy 2 rolls of batting, you can add the Linda's batting scissors to your order, and those will be free. So that's really great. I love the batting scissors. They come in a pink handle and a purplish blue handle, and that's going to really help you cut through your brand new batting. For the batting packages from Hobbs, if you buy 3 packages, you do get 1 free. Oh, Ray's handing me the batting scissors. Thanks, Ray. So this is what they look like. So they have a pink handle or a blue handle as well. I don't have any of the blue ones up here, but the pink ones are really, really gorgeous. But the one thing I like about the batting scissors, if we go overhead to take a look at it, we can see the difference in these batting scissors, which is really, really nice. Just like that. It's going to have a blunt edge on it instead of a super sharp point. So what that's going to do, if I can get that to zoom properly, there we go, it's just going to glide right through your batting when you're cutting instead of getting snagged on anything. And you can see I'm just running it even right across my hand, and that's not snagging or stabbing or hurting me. It's just gliding right through whatever I need it to use. But again, we have a pink handle set or a blue handle set, which is really gorgeous. And I love how they look. And of course, these are made for us by Famore as well. We love Famore products, as you can tell here at Linda's. We love them as a company, their products, and they stand behind all of their great things. If you also didn't know, they have a blade and a scissor sharpening reconditioning service. They don't really call it sharpening, it's called reconditioning. You can send your old Fomori scissors back or your old Fomori blades back to them, and they can recondition and resharpen them for you and send them back off to you. You can contact Fomori on their website to do that, but it's a really great service, and it just kind of helps like love the product even more that you have that ability with their products. Even if they're Linda's branded, as long as they're manufactured by Fomori and all of our packaging says that, you can get these your blades or the scissors, of course, all the ones on the line resharpened, which is really nice. So I love, love, love it. Okay, let's take a look at, let's make a stashing for our Quilt-as-you-go, actually. So within our block right here, I'm looking at these inner pieces for our sashings. So we would look at how we would build those to make them work. So when I'm looking at the sashings, I would find which fabric is which piece. And if I'm not mistaken, let me look to make sure real quick. So that's fabric E, which is these signs right here. So fabric E. And then I'm going to use one of my cornerstones, which is right here. Okay. Boom. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this on a small section so you have an idea. I'm not going to make a full sashing right now, but just to give you an idea how I'm creating these with the pieced sashing templates from our QISS lineup. So I'm going to grab some fabric here. Let me trim some up real quick. And I want to know whatever the width of my sashing is, because I have to make a double size of that. Now I know that I need 6 inches to make my 3-inch sashing that I'm working with for this particular quilt. Each quilt's a little bit different. So I can cut a 6-inch strip of fabric. Do that real quick. We have them. I wanted to show you all that other crystal clear one that would help me cut this, but I don't know where it disappeared to. It's 8.5 by. I thought I brought it down here. Oh well. It is clear, so it might be. Oh, there it is. It's over there. Can you grab it from underneath those, please? Thank you. So this is one of the other sizes that the crystal clear comes in. It's going to be an 8.5 by an 18, so it is a much larger one there. So I can grab my fabric, and I want to make a 6-inch strip because my final sashing is going to be 3 inches. So I can line up my ruler to be 6 inches. Let's go this way. Right there. Beautiful. And cut that. Perfect. So that's going to give me my 6-inch strip that I need to make my sashing. So what I'm going to do with this piece to make the first part of the sashing is we end up folding these together about midway. It does not have to be a perfect midway, but that fold is what's going to give you your turn back, because with Quilt-as-you-go, the best part about it is, or the biggest part about it, excuse me, is the turn back. So we want to make sure that whenever this is sitting on top of your quilt, you're not getting any raw edges on that by any means. So I'm going to trim this. Let's trim this a little bit smaller so we can see it a little bit better. I'm probably going to have to buy more fabric now. That's okay. All right, so I would pin these, pull these together. That way I can iron them and put them through my sasher tool. So I'm going to grab this. Fold it in about midway. It does not have to be perfect. Fold the other one about midway. I'm going to grab my iron and hit the first part of it with a press. Just so that lays nice and flat. And then in the piece or in the sashing templates and the tools, there's quite a few of them. So we have the pieced sashing ones, and those are what's going to help us with our cornerstones. Now these come in a bunch of different sizes, and I have much more in-depth tutorials on our YouTube channel. This is just a very quick process tonight, but they come in a 2-inch, a 2.5, and a 3-inch finished size. So this one's the 3, which we'll use here shortly. And I also need my 3-inch sasher tool that I can get. And that's what I'm going to feed through this. So I can grab this folded section, feed it through the bottom of this, and then go through this side. Just like that. Okay. So the next thing that I'm going to grab is my clover fork pins. These are absolutely incredible pins. One of the best part about these pins is when you're working, especially with this type of sasher tool where you got to push through something, if you put separate pins on separate sides, you might not get them exactly the right angle or the right pressure or the right depth. So this double-edged pin will sit on both sides of that fold and pin in perfectly into your ironing surface. I also love these for paper piecing because they'll go on either side of my point and lock that in so it doesn't shift. But I can just push that right into my wool mat surface, and then I'll grab my iron. I'm going to shift this over so you can see it. There we go. I'll grab my iron and just kind of help glide this along. So that's just going to fold right together the way I need it to. They'll meet up beautifully and fold up just like that. So it creates that beautiful fold for me to have that gorgeous turn back and what I need. So once I complete that section, then let me finish going through. This is another good tip. Once you get about, 12, 15 inches down, get another fork pin or just pull it up and go into your next one. That way that you're keeping that even tension because it's going all the way through. You're just going to push all the way through that. And that looks like I didn't cut a perfect 6-inch strip, but my 3-inch slasher kept it beautifully straight all the way through, which is what I love. But now that's going to sit really nicely on the section of the quilt that I need to do my quilt-as-you-go portion. What I also really like, or one thing to keep in mind is when this is setting in there, you will put some fusible batting in. But like I said, I've got a whole slew of different videos on our website kind of showing you how to do this. But you can use these sasher tools for more than just quilt-as-you-go sashings. You can create bindings with them. I use them for a lot of the piecing things that I do because it just helps scroll through them. And I get the full set of 12 of the sasher tools. So the one I use a lot for binding is either the 1.1 or the 1.25. So those are both really great for binding. So and I'll just show you how those work too. So actually, let me just iron this flat so we can take a look at that. Hope everyone's enjoying tonight. Again, this is just kind of a hanging out with me in my studio. This is what goes through my brain. I kind of move around. I work through different things. It's been a very long day here at the office. So it's just fun to kind of hang out with everybody and sew together as we're working through different things. And you can kind of see all the different tools that I use in my studio. So remember, you're cutting your strip the double the size that's on your sasher. So for this binding one that I would do, if I was using this for binding, I'm going to do a 2.5-inch strip because this is an 1.25 sasher. So I'm going to trim this up to, actually, I have some 2.5-inch strips that I've cut for another project. So we're good. Let's grab those real quick. Here it is. Okay. This is one of the fabrics that we have here at Linda's. This is from the Glisten line. I love our Glisten fabric. This is from Northcott. And that Glisten is a pearlized sheen on the fabric. And they come together and they look so gorgeous when you're working with them. Another shout out for our fabric right now. All of our fabric is 30% off. So you can't beat that. But if you do, if you participate in our promo that's happening as well, you can take advantage of the 30% off, and then you can do the buy 5 yards, get the 6th yard free. So I want to go shopping right now, just talking about it. But you can use that. You can mix and match. You don't have to do a full 6 of the exact same fabric. You can do 2 of one, 3 of one, and then get another yard for free. That works across the Cuddle Minky that we've got from Shannon Fabrics. That works across all of our wide backs. And then any of our 45s that we have, our cosplay fabric, different things like that. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. So this was our strip right here. Okay, this is our 2.5-inch strip. Now remember when we were doing the Quilt-as-you-go, the turn back, we folded them into the center. Okay, well that's not going to help me for a binding. So for my binding, I'm going to fold this in half, just like that, to make that 1.25 inch size. I'll give that a nice quick push right there to start that nice flat section. And then I'll grab the 1.25 inch one that I like to use. I'll go up from the bottom and down. And once I have that, then I can use my fork pins to go right in there. I'll still use my fork pins to lock that in. And then I can use my iron to push along that for it to fold. My mic's oh, hello. Really weird. Oh. Okay, let's. Is it still doing it? Okay, actually, I can tell. Hold on. Let me see if that's better. No, it's being really weird. Hold on. Okay, let's try that now. Hey. Okay, let's try that now. I don't know why it's never done this before. It's fine. It's because we're just working our way through it. Okay. Oh, that's why it's doing it. Okay, I think it's better now. Okay, it sounds good now. I had the video opened in another tab, and so it was echoing behind the echoing. Everything's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Ray, don't look at me like that. It's fine. We're good. Everything's good.
We did have a question.
Okay, we do have a question. Okay, let's triple check sound is good before.
Yeah.
Okay, much better. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened. Well, actually, I know what happened, but I'm not going to say I did anything wrong because I'm great. So we're just going to leave it at that. Okay, we had a question. What's up?
What are the red dots on your wool mat?
What are the red dots on the wool mat? Great question. So we have lost my other camera, so I will come to you actually, so I can explain what these are. So if you'll notice in the wool mat that I use, there are, let's switch the focus. There we go. I have these little dots across the wool mat that I'm using. Now this is the multi-link mat from Aliso. So the same wonderful people that make my fabulous irons that I love so much. But what these little dots do is you can grab multiple ones of these wool mats from them. And then this thing pops out and then it connects into the next one. So it's kind of like a modular mat that you can link around your area, your sewing area. So it can kind of like wrap around an L if it wants. But these push in together and like they're not going to melt or anything, but they link these pieces together so they can fit in on the mat, just like that. So they all link together and it's on 4 different sides. So these are the Aliso wool mats, the modular multi-link ones. I don't remember the exact name of them. Oh, we're blurry. It's been a day. Can you press that button? Yeah, press that. Not like hard though. Oh, now recording. Press it again. Okay, it's good. You guys, it has been a day. This is what happens. This is what happens when we're live. We're having a great time. Everything's fine. We're fine. That's what I have to tell myself. What's up, Ray? Oh, no. Okay, Ray was just helping. Thanks, Ray. So I lost my overhead camera, but what we're doing with that binding is we folded that in half, okay, to use this. Instead of having to fold it together, since we're making binding, we're just going to fold it in half like natural. I put it through my 1.25" sasher, and what I would do is use my iron, but this is up in the sky, so I won't do that now. But use your iron, and you just press against that one side of the sasher, and then that's going to come down and iron to create your binding strips. So you can create beautiful flat binding just by using this, and it's going to create a beautiful, precise, perfect fold, nice and flat. And I'm not having to worry about guiding the strip through the tool. It's just working its way through this. And because I cut that double the size of this, so that 2.5" strip, and I put it through my 1.25" sasher, those pieces come and meet exactly where they need to. And then it's going to create that beautiful binding strip for me. So I love the sasher tools, not only for Quilt-as-you-go, but I use it for so many other things. There's also one in the ultimate set. You can buy the sasher tools individually, but you can kind of get that full set. And there is one called the magic binding tool, and it's red. Now, what the magic binding tool is it has some instructions in it on how to create a flange binding with this tool. And if you don't know what a flange binding is, that has a different color of fabric kind of sticking out underneath the other piece of your binding. But using this tool, it creates it really, really easily for you. It does the flip, the fold, all the good things. But I love the magic binding tool for that purpose as well. So I can't easily show you, but to create that cornerstone in the pattern, I can take my pieced sashing template, my 3" one, because I'm going to have a 3" cornerstone, and I can cut around my fabric piece. So I'll cut one real quick, and then I'll show you guys what it would look like when it's done. I'll just use this piece. So I can go around this pieced sashing template. Another great thing about these piece sashing templates for Quilt-as-you-go is that they have a non-slip grip built into them, which is really nice. Get that going. Just like that. Okay, perfect. So I can use that square for my piece sashing template. And it has all of the turn back that's calculated and needed to make, I'm just going to turn it quickly so you can see, but to make that perfect size that I need, my perfect square for my cornerstone. So it has that turn back built in, and then I use my sewing to do my 1/4" on either side of that longer strip that we made, and then it goes through that 3" sasher tool. Again, whole series on our website walking you through this more in depth with beautiful camera angles and all the great things. But just kind of wanted to take you through my process of how I'm building things and putting things together. Let's see, that sounds like something I need for sure. Big fan of flange. Oh, yes, Savannah, you need the magic binding tool. It is the best for flange binding. Has the exact cutting instructions you need for both fabrics, tells you how to put them together, and then you throw it through the sasher tool. One big thing to note about the sasher tools is a lot of people think there's this curved edge. I know it's harder to see from this far away, but there's this curved edge in the sasher tool. And so a lot of people think they need to place, let's turn that off. A lot of people think they need to place their iron tip right in that curved edge where it looks like it would fit nicely. But if you do that, and while you're pressing across with your iron, everything starts to shift down and go at an angle. You want the side of your iron nice and straight, and then place that right on the side. This is not going to melt at all, okay? Not gonna melt on your iron. And you just press this then along the edge, and that's gonna keep everything really nice and straight. So don't angle in. Keep that iron nice and straight to you, and push throughout the section. Way around. Yay! Okay, much better. Okay, cool. Let's see. What else did I want to show? There was something else I wanted to show tonight that was new. Yeah, we can do that. Let's do that one. I have to turn the camera, but let's do it. So I sent out an email yesterday. It was yesterday about the Ironmatic ironing boards. Okay. So if you don't know what the Ironmatic ironing boards are, I've got one right here next to me, and this is from the Black collection. And this has a yellow topper. The Ironmatic ironing boards are really, really incredible, you guys. They are completely worth the price. I have been using mine for quite some time now and am in love with it. I'm not going to any other ironing board. And I know when you're thinking, oh, it's just an ironing board, there's not a whole lot that can be done with it. No. It is way more than just an ironing board. So if we rotate over here, you can kind of take a look at the one that I've got right here. So this is the yellow one that I've got. And again, this is the Black edition. But what's really nice about this ironing board is it has 6 adjustable heights. So I've got it down where I'm sitting, but if I want to go up with it, I can bring that all the way up, and it's going to go up much higher. So I've got multiple different angles to work from. In the side right here, oh, no, can't see it. I'll bring it back up, Ray. Don't worry about it. Thank you. And this side right here, it's got a place for my iron to sit. So when I'm using my larger TG 1600 Pro Plus iron from Eliso, that sits right there, really, really nice. Also has a beautiful storage caddy right here. So I can set my phone in this if I want to watch something or listen to music while I'm working. I have all my different tools in there. So my glue-based it, my Roxanne glue-based it that I use when I'm doing all sorts of piecing. My scissors sets, my paintbrush, my hook and snip. I have a spray mister bottle that can sit on here as well. You've also got those ironing hangers right here that work well, but I just can hang my spray mister bottle on that side. So I love having that cubby, but if I want that out of the way and I don't want to see it at the time, that can glide right in and sit in that section if I need it. Now, I always talk about wanting to maximize my space, okay? So that's a big deal. So we're going to have to do a couple of angle moves around here, right? But if I bring this all the way up and close it, for instance, right here. Is that there, right? Woohoo, perfect. So I've got that nice and close. So it's going to be really nice and flat. So it's going to hide behind any section that I need it. But you can see that storage caddy is still sitting in here. If you get one of these, make sure you clip that storage caddy all the way in. But what's really cool about this is if Ray angles down to the bottom where you're going to see all of our cords and whatnot, this ironing board has wheels, and it just wheels right away. La, 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 la. It's gone. And then you can wheel it right back whenever you need it. It also has a hanger for it as well. So if you want to hang it on the wall so it's out of the way, you can screw that in to the wall of your choice, and then it just clips right onto your ironing board, and it's going to hold that up. Or you can also set it on a rack and push it away somewhere. These bottom feet are adjustable, so you can rotate that if your ironing surface is not level. It's going to rotate through that. The section on the board itself is multi-layered. So you've got a cotton cover layer, and you've got some foam, different pieces in here that create that beautiful, luscious, like plush that's built into this. And with this specialty cover that they've got on it, I feel like it kind of locks my fabric down, which is really, really nice. Allows me to get a perfect push on that, and then I can pull my fabric away and use it. Also comes with a secondary ironing board cover. So once you've used this one to your liking, or if you just want to switch it out, you can. It comes with a solid gray one for this collection. That you can use as well. But I love, love, love an Ironmatic ironing board. It is completely worth the money, you guys. I had to buy one. And it can do so much for you. You deserve it. Treat yourselves. But we have them on our website. We work with Ironmatic to have them available for you, which we absolutely love. But that sits right there in my studio. And then I can just pull this right out whenever I'm ready to use my iron again. So I've got that. Yay! All good. Cool. Awesome. All right. Well, that was our very fun, very impromptu sewing session here in the studio. We'll do more of them, but I promise I'll have the angles down better, probably have the sound down better as we're working. But you guys know I'm a very real person. This is what you see. What you see is what you get. But I'm so happy that you joined me this evening and took a look at some of the different things that I'm working on here in the studio. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Hope you have a great weekend coming up. And I guess I'll see you tomorrow in my Chief Quilter newsletter, where I talk about kind of recapping the week here at Linda's, some of the behind the scenes things that have happened, and some of the things that will be coming up. So you definitely want to make sure you are stay tuned. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.